You are listening to men who have no authority. How can a man say that you are of low value after 35? How can a man say that you do not have the level of traction of a high-powered man when that man has got to get a GoFundMe for his funeral? Y'all ain't saying nothing to me.
What's going on, Rebel family? Today's video, Pastor Jamal Bryant decides to take a shot at Kevin Samuels and he decides to apologize. But before we get to the video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the channel. So, Mother's Day, Jamal Bryant, who's a pastor at some Atlanta mega church, I think it was the same one that used to be with was ran by Eddie Long. New Birth, I think it's called New Birth, and the new pastor, Jamal Bryant, decided on Mother's Day he wanted to throw a shot out or take a shot at Kevin Samuels and give his crowd of women or mothers, black women mostly, kind of give them a bone to take a shot at Kevin Samuels. And I'm sure you've seen the clip already. Our brother Kevin Samuels has been laid to rest. He's had the memorial services, I think last week or so. And I wanted to wait before I did any of these videos. Actually, I wasn't even going to do a Jamal Bryant video specifically. I was just going to tie him into another video that I did, called Mice and Men, to where, I looked at how certain men handled the death of Kevin Samuels based upon their interaction or, how they felt about Kevin Samuels before he passed. But anyway, but I saw so many people who got this video or got this situation incorrect. A lot of people who actually knew Kevin, O'Shea and a couple other people, they actually got why Jamal Bryant, why he actually apologized. They got it wrong, and I wanted to come in and make a video breaking down exactly why I felt that Jamal Bryant apologized to Kevin Samuels, and it had nothing to do with he felt bad or about Kevin Samuels' family. He felt bad about people on social media blasting him because of his past. He's been caught up in so many alleged scandals and affairs with his wife or ex-wife now, Giselle Bryant, in terms of, him having sex with some of the women in the congregation, allegedly. So he's had a checkered past himself. So, obviously he should be the last one throwing stones. Those who live in a glass house shouldn't be the first one to throw stones, that kind of thing. And, a lot of people took it from that angle. Oh, he's getting blasted on social media, and none of that had anything to do with it. And I knew exactly why he apologized. And as soon as I saw the apology, I knew exactly why he did it. And I didn't have to find the evidence for me to be satisfied, but I found the evidence for you to be satisfied. So I'm going to play some of the things that Jamal Bryant said, and you'll understand why he apologized. The first thing I'm going to play is that there's another clip that didn't make the rounds. From the initial clip that I played at the beginning is where he took the shot at Kevin Samuels, talking about Kevin Samuels needed a GoFundMe for his funeral and all that kind of silliness. That all that stuff has been debunked. And Jamal Bryant said something else that didn't make the rounds on social media. But I knew this is where he was going anyway, or this is why he apologized. But I'm gonna go ahead and play it here.
He got the whole city laughing at him. Y'all ain't saying nothing to me. None of his frat brothers are coming to support him. None of the deacons at the church are coming with any plywood or any nails.
Okay, so that's the clip there. It was the same day. It was a little bit later on in the service. I went and found where he started talking about Kevin Samuels and just let it play for a few minutes afterwards, and he said this. I'm gonna play it again here real quick.
He got the whole city laughing at him. Y'all ain't saying nothing to me. None of his frat brothers are coming to support him. None of the deacons at the church are coming with any plywood.
Okay, so he said none of his frat brothers are there to support him. None of the deacons at the church are coming with any plywood and nails for the coffin.
Any nails.
All right, so that's what he said. And again, I didn't know this at the beginning when he apologized. I went and found it afterwards because I said, okay, well, if I'm gonna do a video about it, I need to gather all of the evidence. Now here's his apology. And let's see who he mentions in the apology, and that was the clue. Even this didn't make the rounds of social media. They clipped it, just a portion of his apology. But, you know, again, I let it play and heard the whole thing, and I said, this is the evidence confirming what I already knew, why he apologized. Here we go.
There's several principles that we've got to give our children, and I want to express them aloud for just one moment. The sound of your offense, hear this, the sound of your offense should be the same volume of your apology. Sound of your offense should be at the same volume of your apology. And so if you did something wrong out loud, then don't apologize to me with a whisper. I can't hear anybody in here. I'm going to take just one moment. I want to take a moment. Last week, while we were in worship, I made a reference to now deceased public critic and public intellectual about relationships, Brother Samuels. As a consequence, later information came forth that what it is that I said was incorrect. This place is a place of truth. Everything that I say from this place must be a place of truth as it represents the gospel of God. I don't care.
Okay, so that's the portion that most social media picked up and played up until that point. But here again, all you had to do was let it play another minute or so and you would have got the full context and the proof of exactly why he apologized and really who he was apologizing to. He wasn't apologizing to Kevin nor his family nor any supporters of Kevin Samuels or his friends or anything like that. You'll see exactly who he was apologizing to.
Whether you are a pastor, a bishop, or a postman, when you are wrong, you have to own when you are wrong. And so not in a quiet place, but from the same pulpit in which I said it, I wanted to address it. Everybody wants to be an adult until it's time to apologize. I am a full-grown adult, and I take full accountability of everything that I say and everything that I do. So I wanted to take a moment and apologize to the Samuels family. I wanted to apologize to the larger community. I wanted to apologize to my noble brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Hear this.
Kappa Alpha Psi, that's who he apologized to, and that's the reason why he apologized. For the offense to the Kappas, not to Kevin Samuels. He didn't feel bad about it. As long as his congregation was rocking with him, he wouldn't have apologized. But it was those Kappas, because from what I understand, Kevin Samuels was a active member of his local Kappa, Alpha Psi fraternity organization chapter in Atlanta, whatever. He was active in participating and doing whatever. But here you are denigrating another Kappa, another one of your brothers, one of your frat brothers. No, that organization put this dude in check and said, "Hey, look, we'll revoke your charter, your membership, whatever they call it." Because we've seen that happen before. We've seen where one of these reality shows was going to be called Sorority Sisters or something, and the Deltas and the AKAs were like, "Oh hell no, y'all are not going to do this," and they actually shut it down and revoked the memberships of a couple of those women who were trying to do this reality show. We also saw it where the AKA as an organization, as a corporation, they had some pushback on an episode of Insecure, which starring Issa Rae, where one of those girls, what's the light skinned chick, Amanda Seals, the unfunny chick, Amanda Seals, she actually wore actual Kappa, or excuse me, AKA paraphernalia. She had some of the AKA stuff up in the house. I'm not exactly sure exactly what it was. It was some AKA thing that was sitting in her in the house. It was, she's playing a character who's an AKA, but they were like, oh hell no, you're not an AKA. You don't have the right to have this as an organization, a corporation. HBO didn't get permission to show that in the house, and you can't wear the colors and you can't wear the crest. So they are kind of gangster in terms of their organization. So that's who made Jamal Bryant apologize. Do you think he didn't give a crap about people bringing up his past in terms of, him allegedly cheating on his wife and him allegedly getting some of the women in the congregation pregnant? He didn't care about any of that. That was fly stuff on the wall. It didn't matter to him. Let me keep going here. I'll be talking, but that's the reason why. Why would you mention? He mentioned the frat brothers earlier, the week of. None of his frat brothers are coming to defend him, and then next week, I'm apologizing to the same. But yeah, but you guys were the same frat.
Because an apology is only messed up if you match it with an excuse. Apologies do not come with an excuse. An apology comes with ownership. And I want to make a very clear lesson and indication: when people hold you accountable, that does not make them a hater. When people hold you accountable, that means they have expectation for what it is that you ought to be doing and how you ought to function and how you ought to flow. This week, I got a whole lot of people that want to help me be accountable.
Yeah, and they were Kappas. That's who you listened to, you were afraid of. You weren't afraid or listen to anybody else but them. I would imagine, as an organization or a corporation, whatever they are, they have enough power to unseat him at that church, or to you know what I mean? They have enough power to cause some disruption in his life. In terms of, that's probably how he got the job there. With his past or some of the things that he had already been accused of.
And I want to thank them for helping me to be a better person. I'm so thankful that God ain't finished with me yet. I don't do everything that I'm supposed to do, how I'm supposed to do it. But repentance means there is a change of behavior. So as a consequence, I want to say to you, watch me grow, watch me do better, and watch me represent the body of Christ at a much higher level than what I've done before. If I've let you down, it was never my intention. If I've dishonored you, never my intention. You felt disrespected, never my intention. My intention every time I stand is for God to be glorified and for the people to be equipped. Now, let's go do the work of Jesus Christ and do what it is that God has called us to do. Stay tuned and let's see what God is doing here at New Birth.
Okay, so that's it. That's who he was apologizing to. And just the last thing I want to bring up here is, I'm glad brothers are speaking up, and I'm glad this brother called out this idiocy from Jamal Bryant. Omarion, shout out to Omarion. It's sad when people can't respect the family after losing a loved one. He's no longer here. Why add insult to injury? What about the people that loved him, like his mom? They gotta see this or hear about it. This is disgusting and weak as F. Regardless of his views, he didn't kill nobody. We all need to have more compassion. This why I don't attend these fake places of worship respectfully. Shout out to Omarion, because this is the kind of energy that we need to be on. I have some videos being edited. It's taken me a while that I did on Kevin Samuels. Like I said, I didn't want to put them out. I didn't want to seem like one of those guys just trying to make a bunch of videos, with Kevin Samuels' name in the title, chasing clout or anything. But these are some things that just want to talk about in terms of the community. But, I suspect that Kevin Samuels will be a hot topic for the rest of the summer. If not the rest of the year, but at least the rest of the summer. And moving forward, I would think that, how people feel about him will be a litmus test in terms of women. Oh, if you follow him, they're not going to date you. And men, obviously, the same thing, or, whatever. But, this digging at Kevin Samuels, he's a proxy for black men, or heterosexual black men. Let me be clear. He's absolutely a proxy. It wasn't about Kevin Samuels. All these people claiming to be hurt. He never spoke to them directly. So why are you hurt? He didn't say you directly. Why are you hurting? Because it's okay to disrespect a heterosexual black man or to hate him, so forth. And my content, I'm changing my content to reflect more of that in terms of, not just wanting to advise young men who want to get married, but reflecting, being more protective of the black male image. So, but anyway, my final thoughts again is it was just clear to me immediately once Jamal Bryant apologized. I knew exactly why he apologized, because Kevin made no secret that he was a member of that frat, and Jamal Bryant, he isn't as outspoken about the frat as Kevin was, at least for me. But I guess then again, I didn't watch Jamal Bryant, so maybe he was or maybe he wasn't. But I knew he was, and as soon as I saw him apologize, I knew, the Kappas said something to that dude, whether he was one or not. But he is one, and they are the ones he apologized to, and the reason why he apologized. Not he'd had no remorse for Kevin's family, because if you did, you wouldn't have said it to begin with. You were playing to the crowd, and the crowd. That's a way to Kevin Samuels was a way to attack heterosexual black men. That's why he was able to get up there and say it. Just like in the other parts of some of the, that sermon that he apologized to Kevin in. It was again going on and on and attacking black men, heterosexual black men, and he's not on your level. They're not on your level. All that pandering stuff, the Steve Harvey, all the simp pandering, the Derek Jackson simp pandering that these guys do to women. This guy's not on your level. Okay, all we have to do is mention one name, and we know exactly who you're talking to. If we mention Kevin Samuels, we're talking to heterosexual black men. So those are my final thoughts. Peace, Rebel family.